Ideas and different questions. Did you have a comment, sir?
Yeah, I was just going to say on that front.
The CEO of the Alternative Board, franchisee mass distributor here in Ireland. Can you tell me, how do the Alternative Board use TTI assessments in helping leaders of companies develop themselves and their teams and so on?
Well, for a start, the essence of the Alternative Board is to equip forward-thinking business owners around the world to grow their businesses, increase their profitability and have better lives.
Okay.
And we do that through the unique combination of local advisory boards, strategic coaching, proprietary tools, of which TTI is one of them, and the international community of TAB members.
Okay.
The principal thing we're giving our members is different perspectives. Perspectives that are beyond where they're thinking initially, what's going on in their own heads, and how they solve challenges and problems. And the first part of getting any perspective on something is to understand what your own perspective is, and that's where the TTI tools start to come in. Because the first thing we do with all members is we do their behaviours and their drivers. Every single member does it as part of their induction into the Alternative Board. And as a result of that, they're getting to know a little bit about themselves,
okay.
But we're also teaching them about the other profiles and the way to interact with them and the strength that other profiles bring to them.
Okay.
Because particularly you can imagine somebody who is perhaps maybe a high red, generally they're not great on culture.
Yes.
And really understanding and listening to that. So therefore, if they were to meet those sort of individuals, sometimes they mightn't get on with them.
Yes.
But when we bring a board together, it's made up of different people with different perspectives. So understanding all of the colours that are within the TTI behaviours, for example, it is something to watch out for the strengths of the other people and what to listen for in the other people. And that's part of one of the things we do to bring the board together.
That's very interesting, and of course, in addition to that, I suppose another way of describing that is you're giving them a new language, aren't they? You're helping them take what they know intuitively, perhaps, out of their heads and put it into a language so they can do something with it and communicate to other people and understand other people as a consequence.
Well, it's a very important thing to give people language, because language around us gives them structure in which they can. It's not just random.
I like
and perceptions.
Yeah, he's like this and she's like that and so on. Now we can actually, well, actually, what I'm looking at is here high C, or I'm looking at low this, or I'm looking at high commanding or high resourceful and so on. They can actually describe it and do something with it.
And one of the things we find then, as we work closer with the members, we also do their behaviours. So in other words, lots of members, their actions are driven by their motivators and drivers.
Okay.
But they assume other people have or should have
the same
as them.
Of course.
And of course this becomes a complete revelation to them that people don't think like them.
Yes.
Because we all want the simple answer, and the simple answer is what the latest guru said, but the reality is there aren't such simple answers, but this gives you a framework of how to get better
And
answers.
how do they take it? Once they have this framework, once they have this new language, this new way of thinking, a better understanding of themselves and others, how typically do they take that then down into the organisation?
Well, it takes a while, and this is partially as the language competency builds up. People don't get it initially. They get maybe the four colours.
Yes.
But they maybe don't get drivers for a while afterwards until specific issues come up in the board, and then we can say, well, look, what is the framework of the drivers behind this person? And that's because that's not so visible. That's actually somewhat hidden.
Yes.
And this comes into how they create remuneration structures. It really becomes important when people are generating when there's conflict in organizations.
Yes.
So we continuously see that if there's conflict within an organization and we are intervening in that, it's about understanding that it's the behaviors that are creating the conflict, but it's the drivers that we will get to unify them back.
Yes.
Again, and this is really important in family businesses.
Yes. Yeah, and of course you work a lot with the SME sector and with family businesses. And tell me, what kind of feedback do you get typically when you work with a CEO on one of your boards, and you've been working with them for 6 or 12 months? What kind of feedback have you got from them on the value of the TTI assessments as part of your overall package of what you do?
Well, for the members who actually really get it and understand it, and there is a continuum of, when we say getting it and understanding it, but for the ones who really get it, they will extensively use those tests for all employment, for team development, for team dynamics when they're understanding their own teams, for the stress quotient, and for developing
Okay.
their sales capability.
So right
they
through
will take
the whole talent management cycle, they're using it.
They will use it right
right
there.
across it. That's amazing. You're coming to this conference here today to meet with Rick Bowers, the president of TTI Success Insights. We're going to be talking about a business builder. What are you hoping to get from the conference?
Well, one thing I've discovered is that TTI are improving their tools all the time, and there's no doubt about it that the future of human capital development is about analytics, because we've got to understand where are the specific interventions.
Yes.
So I'm looking for updating
Yes.
and understanding what the future direction is, and also learning from others and how others are applying it, because that's how we can learn to apply it better in our own business.
Very good. Thank you very much, PJ.